Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this video. Today, we're putting more work in on the 61, as usual. That's what we're working on a lot. I've done a little bit of work, as you can see. In the last video here, we got this whole entire front end pulled off. Sitting up over here. I didn't get this on camera, but I pulled the doors off of this truck in preparation for, well, you can kind of tell here. The cab's slanted, it's angled. I got all of the cab bolts off. As you can see down there, she's free now. All the cab bolts are off. So the plan for today is to rearrange some of the backyard. And then the plan is to be lifting up this cab, and the cab's coming off, and we're getting right down to the frame today. The doors are off, lighten the cab a bit. It's all manpower. And then once we do that, I got a couple other things we can do in this video. And then that is that. And also, on another side note for you guys, I got a call with the machinist a little while ago, a couple days ago, and the 283 for this thing, he did all his measurements and whatnot. We're good to go and start machining for the 283 for this truck. So that'll be happening as well. So we got a lot of stuff coming into play here, a lot of stuff that we need to be doing. So without further ado, let's get into this. We're going to get this cab off and some stuff rearranged, and then I'll catch up with you afterwards, and maybe we'll do a little bit of work tonight, but not sure. But at least that's coming off. So I'll catch up when we're done there, and I'll see you then. Alright, and after a bit of work, just like that, little cab is off the truck. We got it rested up here. We've rearranged the backyard a little bit. We got the cab off. And now, we're left with this, right here, the frame. This is all we got left. Front wheels, our front suspension, the engine, the trans, and our steering, and the rear axle. That's about it. And you know, we've got our glorious blown motor. Just to recap that, if you did not see that video, I suggest you check it out. That was not what we were expecting. But let me stand up here on this tire. So for those of you that don't know, like this old truck, there's lots of different style of frames. There's box frames styles where the frame rails run along just the side here. Then you've got X frames where it's just this little, they come to an X and they go back out. Then you've got your unibodies where the body and the frame are one. The body is part of the frame, it is the frame. Then you have this truck where it is a box X frame. And that's because, well, it's got the box frame that runs on the outside and your X frame in the middle. I believe this design does allow for a little bit more structural rigidity, but I am not 100% certain. But now that we actually have the cab off, just taking a look here, this frame, like, wise, like, it's in really good shape, all things considering. When you actually break it down and you look at it, it's in really decent shape here. Like, just kind of surface rust starting, it's nice. So now our next things that we got to do is I got to pull the trans out, the engine out. I got to get these shocks off. These have been proving to be a bit of a pain to get off. I can't actually loosen the nut on the bottom. So I'm going to give that another go today. We did run into one snag when we were pulling it off. I forgot to disconnect the speedometer cable here. That was my bad. I forgot about that. That one's on me. But other than that, it came apart pretty good. I pulled it off already, so I can't really show you guys this. But these trucks, I guess, they have I want to call it a hybrid kind of throwout bearing type of system. Because I guess I don't want to say throwout bearing, because a throwout bearing is the hydraulic version of a mechanical clutch linkage, but this truck's kind of both. So right here, what's the slave cylinder, something like that. I don't remember what the terminology is, but it's got the slave cylinder, whatever, that sits here, and then it's got basically a mechanical linkage here that runs into the trans for the clutch. So it's kind of a hybrid system where it is hydraulic, but it's also mechanical at the same time, because it does run a bar on the outside, which is kind of nice because that allows for converting over to a hydraulic clutch assembly really easy with these. But with that being said, it doesn't really matter because we're stripping it down and we were changing everything around anyways. So with that being said, I think the next part is I've been trying to locate the bell housing bolts off this thing. I got these two off. I think I might take this panel off and just have a look inside and see what it all looks like in here, just because I'm curious before I pull the trans off. And then I'm waiting for it to go on sale, but I need to get a harmonic balancer pulley because I got to pull this off so I can get to this, so I can pull the cam and everything out, so I can make the engine lighter for when we're pulling it off. But with that being said, I'm going to get to work, do a little bit today. I'm going to try and run, and I'm going to try and get, these shocks off, and then do a little bit more looking at the trans and seeing what all needs to come apart to unbolt it, as well as having a look on the inside of it and everything. So that being said, I'm going to get to work, and I will update you guys on my progress when I'm done. But yes, things are looking up. We're looking, I don't know when I'm going to get the engine back for this thing. I just know that I'm going to be getting it back at some point. Hopefully soon. I'd like to get it this year. But I hate to say it, we're just about out of June here. July and then August. I got about 2 months left of content making, and then I'm going to be going dark while I'm in school because, well, I ain't taking this to school with me. And I'm really got nothing else I can really make content with while I'm there. So with that being said, it's going to kind of suck. I am going to go dark. But I will be trying for a year from now type of thing next summer to be getting more content out. So stick around for that. It sucks. I might make an update, like short little update video on like how I'm doing or whatnot, maybe, if I come home from a weekend or something. We'll see. Or I might get the odd engine content if I come home from a weekend. I don't know yet. We're going to see. I got to try and get something out for you guys. That being said, I'm going to crack on in this, and I will see you guys on the next update. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we've had another successful day. This is the catch-up. This is probably going to wrap up this video. A little bit of a short one today. Not a whole lot to get done. Really, we're starting to run out of tear-down pieces, I guess is the way to put it, until we do a couple big things like pulling the axle out of the 61 and whatnot. Sun's starting to get down. I might be going to a meet here in town shortly. With that being said, we were productive today, as you can see, but I did not get the shocks off. I'm going to guess I'm going to have to actually grind those off. Those bolts will not budge. But as you can see over here, the transmission is unbolted. That is right. We got the transmission out. It all looks good. It all spins fine. I mean, I can't shift it by hand, as you can see. But, you know, like manufacturers and like things do, if it'll focus here, those bolts right there, those guys are a bit of a pain. Because they're, well, inside the bell housing. And when I say inside, I mean inside the bell housing. You got to go up from the bottom, and you got to take off the little cover pan on the bottom to pull them off on this 3 in the tree. Same thing with how the bell housing mounts up to the engine. There's 2 bolts on the inside here that mount up to the engine. Now in these old trucks, there was 3 different mounting points. Front of the engine, especially for the inline-6s. Front of the engine, transmission bell housing, and then if you had the automatic, I think it was the automatics, they also had a tail of the transmission. This also connected to the frame, I believe, if I remember correctly. But I'm pretty sure the automatics had a 3rd mounting point, and that was on the transmission itself. This being a 3-speed on the column means that it's only got 2 mounting points on the bell housing and then on the front of this engine. So next thing we need to do is pull all this apart, obviously, and get the engine off. And then I can put this up on jack stands, take the wheels off, cut that off. But we had a bit of a casualty today. As you can see, yeah, that's right. Don't be like me. Don't just assume that the transmission fluid is non-existent in an old transmission and then it's dried up, because it's probably not. Yeah, I spilled transmission fluid all over. So we got this little system hung up on to drain the transmission fluid out. So don't do that. Drain it first. Don't forget to drain the transmission fluid. Don't do that. But I'll say this thing's pretty light. It's only about probably 40, 50 pounds, maybe. Like, it's not that heavy. So if you're wondering if you can lift one of these by yourself, you probably can, because I'm a scrawny little guy. But with that being said, that's about all I'm going to get done for the night. We still have a long ways to go and a lot more progress to make. And I will be making a ton more progress after this Friday, because my final for this spring course ends on Friday. So, we'll be done next week and the following weeks. I mean, it's going to be busy. I'm going to be moving and doing some other things. But nonetheless, I'll be trying to pull content out to you guys as much as possible. So, with that being said, I appreciate y'all for being here. If you like the content, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, turn the notifications on so you know when I post more, so that you never miss content if you actually do enjoy this stuff. Comment what you enjoyed about this, see what you think I'm going to do, what you might like me to see do. Let me know. Your input helps keep me motivated and gets me doing more of this so I can put more content out for you guys. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the support. We've been doing well. Yeah, so let's just keep it going. Let's make sure that, let's end this year off strong, end this summer off strong. Hopefully with things getting a little bit more back to normal here and whatnot, everybody's going to be making more rounds and whatnot. So I hope you all had a good evening, good day, good afternoon, whatever it is that's coming up for you. I hope it's just a good one for y'all. And we will see you in the next one. And remember, stay fueled by passion, y'all. Have a good one.